Any volunteer who light a candle? Yeah, 2 more candles. Probably seconds. Yes, anyone else?
Let's do our chanting before the meditation. Please turn to page 5 of our chanting book. Salutation to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. The three refuges. Buddham saranam gacchami, dhammam saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami, dutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami, dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami, dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami, tatiyampi buddham saranam gacchami, tatiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami, tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Next page. The 5 precepts. Panati pata veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami, adinadana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami, kamesu micchācara veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami, musāvāda veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami, suramera madhya pamadakkhana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. On the opposite page, let's read the affirmative vows. Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings. Being aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing and oppression, I vow to respect the property of others and to practice generosity by sharing my time, energy and material resources with those who are in well-being. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I want to respect my commitments and those of others. I am determined to engage in relations without love and long-term commitment. Being aware that words can create suffering, I want to learn to speak truthfully and develop peaceful, kind, and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I want to develop mindfulness and mindfulness. Next page. Homage to the Buddha. Iti piso bhagava araham samma sambuddho vinyācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sārati Sattva deva manusānaṁ buddho bhagavati. Homage to the Dhamma. Swakhato bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko Ipasiko opanayiko Panjattam veditabbo vinyuhiti. Homage to the Sangha. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujjupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Samīci patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidam cattari purisa yugani Atta purisa punggala Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuniyo Pahuniyo Rakiniyo Anjali Karaniyo Anutteram Punyat Ketam Lokasati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Offering. Offering of light. Ganesāram padintena dīpena tam sina tiloka dīpam sambuddham Pujayami tamonudam. Offering of incense. Gandha sambhara yuktena dhupenaham sugandhina pujaye pujaniyam tam Puja bhajana muttamam. Offering of flowers. Vanna gandha gunopetam etam kusuma santatim pujayami munindassa Siripada sarururi Pujemi buddha Yantang kusumena nena punyena metena labami mokkang Pumpang nilayati yata idammi Ayo tatayati vinasabhang. Offering of water. Adivase tuno bante Aniyam parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu uttama. Offering of drinks. Adivase tuno bante Gilane patjayang imam Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu uttama. Worship of shrines. Vandami cetiyang sambang Sampetani supatititang Saririka dhatu mahabodhin Buddharupam sakalang sada. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Wish of well-being. Namaste mano nurate ante yam punyabi sandang Vipulang arantang Tansanu bharin Hatante Reflections on the teachings of the Buddha in English. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind may obey. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows like the wheel that follows the foot of an ox. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind may obey. If one speaks or acts with a pure mind, happiness follows like one's own shadow that never leaves. Generosity, kind words, benevolent actions towards others, and equanimity towards all beings and all things. These laws of sympathy function in the world like a good machine who is not Christ. One by one, little by little, moment by moment, wise people should remove their impurities, as the smith removes the dross from silver. For one mind who develops boundless loving kindness, mental defilements are weakened, and the freedom from thinking is seen. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is a happy realization. All conditioned things are unsatisfactory. When one sees this system, one turns away from suffering. This is path to purification. All things are not self. When one sees this system, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Take some questions and some. Okay. Welcome everyone for the meditation. So we all have got this opportunity to come together and sit as a group to help each other, to train our mind and gradually guide our mind to go to a wholesome place. And so this is a gentle guidance that we are given to our mind. Our mind is always conditioned by what is happening in our environment, and through the week, through the day, it may have been conditioned in many ways. But now we have got this opportunity to look at that mind and gradually guide it and gradually direct that mind to come to a place of healing and come to a wholesome state. So let us do it together to take care of our mind and also the body also at the same time. So rejoice this opportunity that we have finally take a moment to take care of our mind, and rejoice this your decision to come here today. Rejoice this opportunity. With that rejoice, make a determination that I will engage in this practice wholeheartedly. I will make use of this wholesome space, make use of this wholesome gathering, and I will engage in a committed practice. Make that determination now. With that determination, let us listen to the sound of the bell to gather our attention to here and now and to feel our body. We will ring this bell and we will do our chant, Namo Buddhaya, to help ourselves to settle in our body. Let us be in our body in this calm and quiet moment with our settled mind. We can feel our body the way it is sitting here now. And where our body parts are touching, we can acknowledge the sensation of touch. Let us simply feel how our body parts are touching each other and how our clothes are felt in this body. Let us anchor ourselves in this body. We can feel our legs where they touch now. We can feel our upper body, the whole area of our back. We can feel our front part of the body, our arms and palms. With this awareness of the body, let us take a moment to relax this body. Gently allow all the muscles to loosen up. We can relax our facial muscles. We can let our eyebrows drop down and relax the whole forehead area. We can drop our jaw inside the mouth and gentle drop of our jaw without any clenching teeth, letting it to drop, relaxing all the muscles there. And if you wish, you can invite a gentle smile to, relax more muscles in our face. Let us gently relax our shoulders together with our whole chest area. Perhaps you can lengthen your breath a little bit. And when you breathe out, allow the shoulders and the chest to drop. We can also relax our belly muscles, lengthening our breath a little bit. And when you are breathing out, allowing the belly to drop to the front. With every out breath, let us keep relaxing, releasing, loosening the whole body. Let your palms rest there, relaxing all the muscles, all the fingers and the palms. With no grip, they are simply letting the palms and fingers to be there, relaxed as possible. We will let this body to be here as relaxed as it can. It loosens muscles, no tightness, no holding of the muscles in the belly. Everything is relaxed, loosen up. Let this body to be here as relaxed as it can. With this relaxed body, let us now bring our whole attention to our mind. Simply bring your whole attention and notice the thoughts, memories, whatever surfacing in the mind. If there are any thought, we will simply notice without following or further developing any of those thoughts or memories. We will simply notice as they occur. Keep watching the popping up of the thoughts. With curiosity, with openness, simply keep watching. Various thoughts keep popping up. Instead of these random thoughts, let us now consciously generate a wholesome thought. We will now purposely, consciously develop wholesome thought and guiding our mind to generate a wholesome state. This is a good time for us to guide our mind to a wholesome place, to a peaceful place. Let us now purposely generate one of the most wholesome mental states ever, loving kindness. Loving kindness, metta, is the willingness for everyone to be well. It is the friendliness, universal friendliness. It is the genuine wish of well-being to us all. It is the goodwill, genuine goodwill to us all living beings. We all have this capacity in the deep in our mind. We will now allow this deep capacity in our mind to manifest. We will generate and manifest this willingness, this friendliness, this wish of well being towards all beings. Let us open our heart, at least for this moment. Open our heart just like when we see a smiling face of a little baby, when we encounter a little baby. We will open our heart just like that. Willingness to care and wish of well being. Or just like when we are petting a puppy, a kitten, or any other pet. We will open our heart just like that, removing all the reservations, opening our heart with an attitude of care and love. This is loving kindness, the spark of loving kindness. We will now gradually cultivate this wholesome state of the mind. We can cultivate this loving kindness by making more and more wishes of loving kindness. The more wishes of well-being, the more wishes of well-being we are making, the stronger our loving kindness becomes. Let us keep wishing well-being to all beings, cultivating, enhancing, manifesting our willingness for everyone to be well. We will start with ourselves. We are also one of the living beings in this world. We will start our well wishes with ourselves first. Let us feel our body and genuinely make a good wish to this whole body and mind sitting here. Make a wish. May this mind be peaceful. May this mind be full of loving kindness. May this mind blossom with loving kindness. Let us direct the same wish of well-being to this body with deep appreciation of this body. All the organs and all different parts of this body have been helping us a lot to live this precious life. With deep appreciation, let us direct our good wishes to all these different parts of the body. acknowledging the help we receive and wishing well-being to each part of the body. Let us feel our lungs. Feel the cooling sensations in your lungs when you breathe in. This, these lungs have been helping us to breathe. Let us wish. May these lungs and whole respiratory system be well, be healthy, be healed. Let us direct this loving kindness to our heart, even helping us right now. The cardiac muscles, the whole cardiovascular system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this digesting system which help us to energize our body, to digest all what we eat. May all the organs in this whole digesting system, the stomach, the liver, pancreas, intestine, colon, the whole digesting system be well, be healthy, be healed. May these kidneys, which help us to release the toxins from the body, may these kidneys and whole genitourinary system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this nervous system, the spinal cord, the brain stem, middle brain, frontal lobe, may all this central nervous system, which help us even to meditate now, may this whole nervous system Be well. Be healthy. Be healed. Let us expand this loving kindness throughout the body, allowing this loving kindness intention to travel throughout the body, reaching all the muscles, all the bones, and all the joints in this body. Allow this loving kindness intention travel throughout the body, healing each part of the body. May all these muscles, all the ligaments and tendons be well, be healthy, be healed. May all these bones and all these joints throughout the body be well, be healthy, be healed. Let us now expand this loving kindness beyond ourselves to all others. Let us make the same wish of well-being with the same level of intensity and genuineness. We will extend this loving kindness wish, this wish of well-being to all others. Let us expand this wish to everyone sitting in this room right now. May all these friends who are meditating now, including the monks, let us wish and expand this wish to all people who are meditating here now. May everyone in this room now be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us expand this wish beyond this room to all people living beyond these premises in all these different places. Let us expand this wish to this whole surrounding area. May all people living in this whole surrounding area, whoever they may be, may they all in this whole neighborhood be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us keep expanding this wish wider and wider, embracing more and more people to this wish. Let us keep expanding. May all people living beyond this neighborhood in all neighboring cities, neighboring regions, may all people living in this whole state and even beyond this state, whole country, may they all be well, be well, be well, be peaceful. May all people living beyond this country, in all other parts of the world, may all people living throughout this globe, people who are going through difficult times, people who are suffering from fear, suffering from illnesses, suffering from restrictions. Let's take a moment to think about all these people living throughout the world and genuinely wish. May all people be well, be well, be well, be peaceful. Let us expand this wish even beyond people to all other living beings. May all animals living everywhere, may all other forms of life, may all of them be well, be well, be well, be peaceful. May all living beings, each and every living organism, without exception, be well. Be well. Be well. Be peaceful. 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 Let us rejoice. This expansive mind, this unbounded loving kindness that embraces all beings, this limitless love. Just rejoice. This wholesome state of the mind. With this rejoice, we will maintain this unbounded loving kindness. Let us now gently bring our attention to our breath, and we will gently rest our whole body and mind on our breath. With this loving kindness meditation, we have developed an inner peace, a deeper calmness. Let us deepen this peace and calmness by simply being with our breath. Closely watch how the breath is going in and how the breath is going out. This breath is happening right now. Pay a close attention and feel it fully. Feel it in your nostrils. Feel they are touching the inner walls of the nostrils. Feel it in your chest and observe the experience of breathing in and the experience of breathing out. Let us be with our breath for next few minutes. Simply keep coming back to your breath. No matter how many times we have other thoughts and memories popping up, we notice them, acknowledge them, and gently drop them and come back to the breath. Acknowledging, dropping, and coming back. Acknowledging, dropping, and coming back to the breath. This is the cycle. This is the practice. In this last minute, we'll give our full effort to be with our breath, to rest with our breath. Dukkha patache nidukkha bhayapattache nibbaya sukapattache nisukha hontu sabbepi panino. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are grieving be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Gently come out of the meditation. Gently put your palms together and place them against your chest. Let us take a moment to feel grateful for this opportunity to have meditation in our life. Deeply feel grateful to all great teachers and enlightened masters in the past who transmitted these teachings from generation to generation. Let us feel grateful to whoever helped your meditation tonight. We were arranged and cleaned this place for us to sit tonight. Let us feel grateful even to these non-living things which helped our meditation, including the cushion that we are sitting on, the chair, the bell, and the device that help us to connect to this meditation from home. With deep gratitude to all people and all things that made this meditation possible for us today. Let us say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Any sharing? Any questions about the practice?
Thoughts were going, through my mind, but I was just observing and not being attached to the thoughts. Just like a film, just.
Yeah.
So,
That's very good, yeah. So you can notice them like, birds flying.
Right.
Yes. That is nice, yeah. So that's a part of the training, so we can relate to them almost like an observer without really picking on them and then developing it. And it's helpful not only in meditation. Of course, it's really helping in meditation because then we gradually, the more when we do not feed those thoughts, when we like simply watching them, we're not really feeding those thoughts. Then gradually, that the patterns or that tendency to have uh, having these thoughts will be reduced because we are not entertaining. We are not really feeding it. So it's gradually, you see less and less uh, you know, in thoughts are occurring. So it can go to a deeper level of peace as a result. But it can also help in our normal, ordinary days, ordinary life. When you're out of the meditation, when you are dealing with so many things in our life. So we can relate our thoughts in a different way. You know, we don't we begin to like develop a different relationship with our thoughts. We can watch them, not necessarily believing that every thought that occurs in our mind is true. That's how we usually relate to our thoughts. Whatever occurs, we take them seriously, but we can develop this ability, like thoughts occurring, we kind of relate them differently, and we watch them and and only take those that are useful, that are beneficial, and so take our thoughts lightly than we usually take them. Okay, thank you for that sharing. Yeah, so we can move to the our discussion. So we have been discussing similes uh, used by the Buddha to explain his points, his teachings. So, Bhante, we have covered so many similes by now, right?
Yes, I think spiritual person now know
Many
many
similes.
similes.
Because I remember that we start discussing this simile even before I left for Sri Lanka, right? So I was even looking for similes while I'm there. So you know. And so we have covered so many similes. Maybe we will switch our topic later, right? Yeah. Do you still like to listen to similes? Okay, yeah, yeah. Because the Buddhist texts are full of similes, and that's the way actually many of the teachings and even very profound teachings are explained by using similes. Yeah. And sometimes we remember similes also, so the simile become a vehicle, and that the important teachings can be remembered. Okay, so today I selected a sutra. A sutta is the name for a specific discourse, specific sermon given by the Buddha. We call them sutra or sutta. So today I selected a sutta in which Buddha talks about. He's comparing the ocean, the different qualities of the ocean with the qualities of the path, the spiritual path uh, given by the Buddha. So the qualities of the ocean and the qualities of the path of the Dhamma, spiritual path. We can say maybe Buddhist path or path of this spiritual journey. So here actually he talks about 8 special qualities of the ocean, and then compares them with the Buddhist path, spiritual path. But we will not go to all 8. That way too long today. But let's maybe at least 4 or 5. uh, First one, the Buddha says that the ocean has this quality, which is ocean slopes gradually, slides gradually, inclines gradually, not abruptly, like a precipice. Is that correct way to pronounce it? Yeah, thank you. So the ocean has this gradual way of gradual deepening and deepening, right? And of course, I mean, when you step in the ocean, there will be something like sudden drop, right? And there are sudden drops in the deep in the ocean, but usually around the shore, you have been to beaches, right? So when you walk, you can see it's gradually deepening. That is the nature of the ocean. Most part of the most part of the ocean near the islands, near the earth. So it has this gradual inclination, gradual slope, and then Buddha said that in the same way, the path that I am teaching you has a gradual training, as a gradual, it's a gradual practice, it's a gradual deepening of our awareness, it's a gradual training. So Anupubba Patipada. So it has a gradual training. This is very important for us to remember, because when we have any interest in practicing meditation and practicing our spiritual path, and sometimes we are quite in a hurry, right? We are quite in a hurry. We have been living our life in one way for many, 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 many years, and with some of the incidents, some of the, maybe some of people have kind of guided us, some incidents have kind of directed us to follow this spiritual path. And then once you really get interested in, get some taste of it, and then we really want to do it, which is very good. But then we look for result. We look for
Instant gratification.
yes. This is a very good lesson for a lot of us, because we look for instant results. definitely there are some there can be some some little instant results. We can see how our body is responding to. I mean, our body feels the kind of change with our awareness of the breath and with loving kindness. We can have some little bit instant results, but this whole path, whole spiritual path, is a gradual training, and it's gradual. It's actually the more we the practice is that training of the mind, that changing, the transformation happening in our personality is happening very gradually, which also means very slowly, but it's happening gradually. Just like how we walk into the ocean, how it's slowly having that gradual slope. And sometimes certain transformations are even not noticeable at once. We can maybe we just after we practice this path, maybe for many months, maybe many years, maybe few years, maybe you can think about, okay, how I was responding to situation when I didn't start this practice. How I respond to an argument, before I start this practice. How I responded to an experience of loss, before I start this practice. Maybe then you can say, oh, okay, now I have a different way to relate to this. But it has happened, but it has happened in a gradual way. So even our meditation, our precepts, and our other um, the way that we respond to life situations, and all these things are the transformation is happening, but it's a gradual way. So that's the one simile, one quality, that gradual path and gradual training and gradual development, gradual transformation. So we are all in a gradual path, and Buddhist path is called Anupubba Patipada, gradual path. It's more like a spiral, So we are, of the noble eightfold path, which is the path that we practice, and there are eight elements of this path, and meditation in only one element, and there are other seven elements around this whole practice, and it's called gradual path because there's all different elements in this whole path is helping or kind of feeding on each other, and then gradually move the person with slowly helping that person to spiritually evolve, more like a spiral. So we are in a gradual process. So we are in the making, in a gradual, in a gradual and maybe in slow way, but a steady way. And any change, actually, any transformation which is sudden is not enduring. It's not doesn't stay long, I think, right? And people even sometimes even simple thing like stopping habits. Some people maybe decide, okay, I'm going to stop maybe smoking or whatever habit that you want to stop. Yes, I'm going to stop this, and maybe on a New Year day, you make a determination, a strong determination, you may stop it. That's great if you can do it. But that kind of if you approach it in an abrupt way, like a sudden way, you may it may work, but only for a short time. But if we approach in a gradual way, perhaps we may able to make it a real change. But I cannot guarantee. It depends on your commitment. But that's the you know healthy way to approach that. Okay, let's go for another quality. All great rivers, such as Ganges, Yamuna, Achiravati, Surabhu, Mahi. Here Buddha talks about 5 rivers. you know, uh, you know, Maybe whenever we visit, India next time, we will know. We have heard about Ganges River, right? Yeah, Ganges River. That's where all the spiritual, practitioners, live around that Ganges River. Yamuna, Achiravati. Actually, Achiravati is the river, right, Bante, when Prince Siddhartha crossed? Oh no, he crossed Anu River, right? Not Achiravati. No. Is the river that Buddha has to sit in the middle to prevent that war between two states?
It's in Yamuna.
Is that Yamuna? Oh, Yamuna is here.
Yeah.
At one time, Buddha had to sit, in the middle of the river. Of course, that river doesn't have enough water. There was a conflict between two countries on the both side of the river for water, and Buddha had to go there and sit in the middle of the sand to
I
prevent
think
that
we,
war
we
from
discussed
happening.
that simply also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, Bhante. So anyway, and that quality is that all the great rivers, on reaching the ocean, and they give up their former names and are classed simply as ocean. Isn't it wonderful? Like, all these different rivers, flowing from all different geographical areas, carrying different things, and just like Mississippi River, and even Grand Canyon. What is that river? Colorado River, right? Yeah. So like moving and carrying different things from all different parts of the earth, and but reaching the ocean, then the water that has kind of identity before that kind of loses its identity and just become the ocean. And in the same way, and he refers to the different um, different groups of people lived in his time. Is that when the members of all different social classes, noble warriors, Brahmins, merchants, um, no ordinary workers, when they come to this path, this spiritual path, and particularly when they become monks and nuns, he's referring to that, and also when you become a disciple of the Buddha, and then they give up their former status and former divisions, and simply become known as the contemplatives, the sons of the Sakyans. And this is an amazing, astounding quality of the spiritual path. So so of course, I think we had to think about the social context where the Buddha lived, and Buddha lived in a society where the caste system was so strong, and the division of labor is based on the caste system, based on the birth. Your profession is decided by your birth, and so it was so strong. But Buddha started a kind of alternative society. Whenever you become part of that society, you disregard your social background and simply treat them as practitioners. And of course, in the case of monks, you shave your head, you wear the same kind of robes. You can have no sense where they came from. And even it is difficult to decide whether he's a monk or a nun, because you also try to go beyond your gender identities. And so that's, it's like becoming all the rivers becoming an ocean. So that's the other quality of the path expounded by the Buddha. Okay, let's go to the another one. Again, the ocean. Just as the rivers of the world pour into the ocean and rains fall from the sky, but no swelling or diminishing in the ocean for that reason can be discerned. In that same way, the Buddha said that no matter how much rain the ocean gets, no matter how much water the rivers are pouring into the ocean, but there will be no swelling or diminishing in the ocean. I think fortunately, when the Buddha was living, there was no any sign of global warming. um, but he's saying that no, I mean the waters are flowing to the ocean, day and night, every minute, and but there is no swelling. They mean somehow there's a kind of balance that ocean maintain without diminishing or without swelling. But are we talking about swelling of the ocean? The sea level rising up due to global warming. We are talking about that now, right? Yeah. But anyway, it's generally describing the ocean of the time of the Buddha, 6th century BCE. Yeah. Because many of his similes are related to even modern times. But anyway, he's talking about this, the nature of the ocean, that no matter how much water is going there, there's no swelling or diminishing of the water. And then he compares that actually to the state of enlightenment, because he said that in the same way, although many monks and nuns who are attaining enlightenment totally unbound into the state of unconditioned, and there's no swelling or diminishing in the state of unconditioned. Means the state, he's thinking about this like when someone attains enlightenment, he is also called the state of unconditioned, unbound, unconditioned. So no matter how many beings become enlightened, and you say that, oh, okay, now the state of enlightenment is full. So there's no such thing, So no matter how many beings become, how many beings evolve into the state of unconditioned, that state remains open all the time. Just like the ocean is always open to river. I mean, ocean will not stop river. Okay, now no enough space, stop flowing to the ocean. There's no such thing. So in the same way, no matter how many beings evolve into the state of the unconditioned, state of the enlightenment, it still remain open. That's a quite deep fact, the state of unconditioned. Next one. Just as the ocean has a single taste, you know that taste, right? Yeah. Just as the ocean has a single taste, that of salt. In the same way, the spiritual path has a single taste. That is the taste of release. Taste of release. Vimukti. Taste of release. This is something that we should contemplate on. Just like the ocean. So all our spiritual practices, can be meditation, can be following precepts, can be maintaining mindfulness in our speech and in our behavior, and then being kind and compassionate to whoever we happen to be with, and having all these spiritual practices and all the 8 elements in the Noble Eightfold Path. All these practices has one taste. That is the taste of freedom, you can call it in other language. Taste of freedom, taste of release. The taste that is in that the kind of freedom from conflicts, freedom from suffering, freedom from agitation. So it has one taste. It's a freedom. We are becoming free from what was bothering, what was painful, what was suffering. So in that case, our spiritual, I remember there's one master, Bhante Punnaji, says that in in our spiritual practice, we are not gaining anything actually, but we are losing. But what we are losing is the suffering, and what is left is freedom.
Isn't the state of nirvana called?
Nirvana is the enlightenment. Yes, yeah. So the nirvana will be the full freedom, but
That's the aim, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. To be completely be released from all forms of conflicts, all forms of dissatisfaction. But when we are practicing it, we also experience some level of really some level of freedom too. So that's a kind of like having some glimpses, some glimpses of that release. Can I go for one more? Yes. The ocean has many treasures, right?
Treasures.
Yeah, many treasures of various kinds: pearls, sapphires, lapis lazuli, shells, quartz, corals, silver, gold, rubies, cat's eye, all kind of treasures. Of course, things that are buried, but at the same time, things are available in the ocean. Right? It's full of treasures, right? Yeah. So in the same way, the spiritual path has many treasures of various kinds. And he's talking about what he meant by treasures is actually spiritual powers that our mind is capable of developing. Say, and four bases of powers, five faculties, five strengths, seven factors of enlightenment. And what is mean by when we are practicing the spiritual path, we are also enhancing the power of the mind. Power of the mind. So there are what you call five powers. There are five spiritual powers. There are four. There are seven enlightenment factors, but mainly those things are like if you talk about five spiritual powers, in the mindfulness is one, and our tranquility, in our stillness is another, and wisdom is another, and our spiritual energy, our ability to rise above our defilements is another, and our conviction, um, our confidence, self-confidence is another. So there are spiritual powers that we can develop also inside our mind. So the spiritual path is like just like the ocean is full of those treasures, and when our spiritual path can enable us to dig or uncover or unearth the spiritual powers that we have, and and there are many powers hidden in us that we can uncover and manifest. And I mean, for example, we just did that in our loving kindness meditation. There's another power, the power of love, power of loving kindness, and it was kind of buried, so to speak, in our mind, and we purposely kind of manifest it and grow it. So there are so many such uh, powers, including the discernment, wisdom, sharpness, our ability to see through, cut through the delusions. So that's also another power. So all these powers are available, kind of hidden, and so through the spiritual practice we can uncover them, unearth them. So it's just like the ocean. Yeah. Yes.
Bhante, those are so beautiful. And I know you said there were actually eight,
Eight.
right? So where can we read about the
Just,
rest of them?
yeah, just briefly, yeah, I afraid that we run out of the time. Okay, the next one, I will simply say that there are also mighty beings in the ocean. Mighty beings. Like, Buddha said that, there are 100 leagues long, 200 leagues long, 300 league long beings, like whales, whale eaters, whale eaters. So they are huge beings, whales and whale eaters and whale eaters. So it is it's abode for all large beings. And Buddha said, in the same way, this spiritual path, this dispensation is also an abode for mighty beings. What he meant by is actually the beings or spiritually evolved beings. The like enlightenment. Enlightened beings are the fully enlightened beings, but that full enlightenment is achieved, in different stages. There are 4 stages to achieve the full enlightenment. So anyone who's kind of evolved into whatever state can be called mighty beings. Yeah. So there are powerful spiritual, spiritual evolved beings. I mean, you may encounter like great spiritual teachers, like who has shown the qualities of spiritual evolution. So they are mighty beings. Right?
So
And one person
so they
can
be the lesser beings.
like not the whale eaters, but whales. But everyone is try to become mighty and mighty. Yeah. Yes. And there's also other one say that the ocean does not tolerate dirt. It's always like wash the dirt to the shore, and it kind of and so in the same way, it kind of help people to wash their dirt away. And the last one, I had covered 7. Last one is that ocean is stable. Ocean is stable and does not overstep its tide line. Like it's kind of stable. Says that it's. It means that it doesn't come and suddenly, suddenly the water tide line, the water line will not suddenly cover the next, the whole part next morning, right? Maybe gradually it may change its tide lines, but normally it is quite stable. So and say that the people who are genuinely committed to this spiritual path will live within the tide lines, within the discipline. They will not overstep the training rules.
I wonder if the Buddha had any comment on when a tsunami would come.
That will be the stretching of the simile. Yeah. Simile can function only to certain distance. Yeah, yeah. Same thing happened to Sri Lanka. Definitely, yeah, tsunami. It's not. It's really difficult. Yeah. Maybe if you want to stretch the simile, that will be the challenges and difficulties that we encounter in our spiritual path. Sometimes there can be a tsunami, like we will kind of completely out of our spiritual path. We may fail, we may forget all what we learn, and depending on the gravity of the situation that we are facing. But tsunami will not stay long. It will kind of go back and settle, right? That will be that.
That great kind of conflict or challenge is always the greatest teacher.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When it recedes back to the ocean, and we have new lesson, right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the participation. So remember the ocean, and mainly remember, this is a gradual path, and we are slowly moving to that, and then there are many treasures that we need to uncover. So we should keep digging, but gradually digging it, and so remember those similes. So let's move to the other part of the program. So turn to page number 14, and it is the time that we share the goodness that we generated here with all others. by coming to this practice and engaging in this meditation and chanting wholeheartedly, and also having this deeper contemplation on the Dhamma, we have generated so much goodness in our heart, so much good karma, good merits in our heart. Let us now share these good merits with all others. First of all, we will recall to our mind our departed family members, our friends, people who helped us so much, people who cared and loved us so much, who are no more with us today. Let us think about them, feel grateful towards them, and share these merits with them all. Idang mi ñātīnaṃ hotu sukita huntu ñātayo. Idang mi ñātīnaṃ hotu sukita huntu ñātayo. Idang mi ñātīnaṃ hotu sukita huntu ñātayo. Let us also share these merits with all other living beings. If there's any being in this world who would like to share this merit, may he or she do so. May all living beings share our merits. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Ittavata ca amhihi samvatam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Wish for the well-being of the world in English. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people. May I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana, purification. If by body, speech, or mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of great wisdom and determine to be heedful. Now we will do our blessing chant. We are going to chant the Loving Kindness Sutra, the discourse given by the Buddha with great compassion for all living beings. We are going to chant the same sutra for you now, wishing you all peace and happiness and strength and courage to overcome all challenges and difficulties in your life. We will maintain unbounded loving kindness throughout this chant, wishing you strength, courage, peace, and happiness wholeheartedly. You may also recall to your mind whoever you want to share these blessings with. People who need help, your family members, your friends, just keep them in your mind and share these blessings with them too. May all of you receive these blessings. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa karaniya matta kusalena yantang santang padang abhisamicca sakko joca sujuca suvaco casansamudu anatimani koca subharoca apagiccoca sallahuka buddhi santrindriyoca nipakoca apagam kulesu ananugindo naca kundang samacari kincena vinyo pare upavadeyung sukino vakemino hontu sabbe satta bhavan sukitatta eke cipan bhutanti tasavata varava anavasesadigawaye mahang tava majjimaraskanukatula dittavaeva addittaye chadure vasanti avidure bhutava sangbhave siva sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatana paro parang nikumbetana manyeta katta chinam kanche vyarosana patigha sanya nanya manyasnsa dukkha micceya matayataniyan ayusa eka putta manurakke evam pi sabba bhutesu manasang bhavaye aparimanang mittang ca sabba lokasming manasang bhavaye aparimanang uddang adoca tiriyang ca asambhadang avirang asapatang tittang carang nisingno va sayano va yavatasang savigadamindo etang sating aditteya brahmamitang viharang idamaho ditting ca anupagang silva dasanena sampanno kamesu viniyageda nahi jatu gambaseyang punareti etena satcha vajjena Sotti te hotu sabbada etena satcha vajjena sabbarogo vinasatu etena satcha vajjena hotu te jaya mangalang Sabbitiyo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatpantarayo sukhi digayuko bhavatu sabba mangalam rakkantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalam rakkantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba sabba manga rakantu sabba devata sabba sanganubhavena sada santi bhavantu te. Let us spend a moment of reflection. Try to recall to your mind whatever kindness that you were able to express during last few days. Any kind deed that you were able to do to help someone. Even a simple act of kindness like giving you a way when you drive, or maybe opening a door for someone, or feeding a bird. Just recall to your mind an actual incident that you were able to be kind to someone. Let us rejoice these moments of kindness. On this day, or in the past, if I have done kind deeds to other beings with my body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds, appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds and gladly share this joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings. May my kind deeds shield me from all dangers and pain. May my kind deeds and merits that come from them help me in freeing my heart. Let us now recall to our mind whatever kindness we receive from others. Remember a moment that you were helped by someone and someone showed their care and kindness to you. Or you witness a moment of kindness by someone else. On this day, or in the past, if I have seen or heard of the kind deeds done by others with their body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in the goodness of others, being always ready to praise kind people and follow their example. I rejoice in the goodness of others, appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world. I rejoice in the goodness of others, expressing gratitude for any kindness done. May the kind deeds of others bring safety and happiness to many living beings. May the kind deeds of others foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings. May the kind deeds of others nurture goodness in me and many living beings. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, everyone. It was so nice to have you all.
Thank you, Bobby.
Yes. And so we are coming to the end of the April. You know, the month of May is a very important month. We will have few events here. On 15th of May, we'll have a half-day retreat. It's a traditional celebration of the Vesak day, which is the day the enlightenment the enlightenment day of the Buddha. The day that we celebrate the birth, enlightenment, and the passing away of the Buddha. The full moon of the May is the actual day. 16th is the full moon. On 15th, we will have a program here. And on the 22nd, the next weekend, a Sunday, we'll have big gathering here. All the other Buddhist centers, Buddhist organizations in larger Pittsburgh area will get together, and they will come here to celebrate, to have a joint celebration of Vesak. You know, we used to have it in North Shore, but for the first time they are coming here because now we have moved to this new place. We have a creek also because we have a water ceremony. We meditate on water for world peace and harmony, and then we release that water to the river, wishing that water will flow through the river to the ocean. And so, but this time everyone wants to do it here, so you can release the water to the creek, and the creek will bring it to the Allegheny River, and then from there to Ohio, from there to Mississippi, from there to the ocean. Anyway, so there'll be a nice gathering here on 22nd. That is in the afternoon. So remember those 2 days, and you will get emails about them later.
Those who like to be really right. Those
Yeah, those who haven't given your emails, we have a guest book. You can write your emails. Yeah, thank you, everyone. See you next week. Yeah. Good night. Good night, everyone who joined over YouTube. Look forward to see you next week too.